Good morning,
Hey.
captains!
We've been hiding something from you guys.
It's very exciting. As you may be aware, our goal has been to live on a boat fully off-grid.
So what we have to show you is such a game changer. So we're not going to hide it from you anymore, and we're going to show you. Here it is. Here it is. We got a Watermaker.
Watermakers Australia. We've been working personally with Kalim from Watermakers Australia, who has helped us select the exact Watermaker that we need for Soluna, and that is an 80 litre an hour Watermaker, which converts the seawater into fresh drinking water.
How good is that? So we actually never have to carry the stupid jerry cans again. So what we're going to do today is we're going to show you how to install it. Before we go any further,
we'd really like to thank Kalim and the whole team at Watermakers Australia who's made this possible for us.
Very excited to go put it in. So let's go do this because we've been waiting too long. I'm going to show you guys what you get from Watermakers Australia with an 80 litre per hour Watermaker. We got delivered 5 boxes. It seems like there's a lot to it, but with Watermakers Australia, they've made it so easy, and I'll show you right now why it is easy, and it makes sense. Along with the fact that their customer service is absolutely amazing. If you have any questions or queries, just give them a call and they're more than willing to get on the phone with you, help you out with any questions you have or needs. So that's been really helpful, but the packaging is so well organized and labeled that you can't possibly get confused by it. This is everything that comes with it. There are various hoses we need. These are our 3 filters, which are also labeled here. So you've got your 20 microns, your carbon, and your 5 microns. So everything is labeled. Here is your membrane holder, and that is your membrane there. This is our single phase motor, which we got a 1.5, I don't know if you can see that, but we got a 1.5 kilowatt motor. So you can get a smaller motor. We opted for the bigger one because we have the power system to run it. But you can either go with a 1000 watt or a 1500 watts. The labels on everything you need. Your O-ring seals, that's your pre-filters. Very easy to understand what everything is. And the next step will be laying the system out here so I can visualize it, and then I can take it into this room, which will be where our Watermaker will be going in here. It even comes with Teflon tape. And your hoses, and this is really cool. So this is your control station. You can see where everything's working. As we go, I'll show you what each part's for and what it does, but this is what comes with an 80 litre Watermaker from Watermakers Australia. This is your Bible. This is everything you need to know about installing your Watermaker, about troubleshooting, maintenance, everything like that. So before I do anything, I'm going to read through this. It's got diagrams and pictures and writing that all explains every part of the Watermaker. If I have any questions, I'll give Kalim a call. This was the only thing that we needed to get extra for the Watermaker. As I said, it even came with Teflon tape, so they've thought of everything. We wanted to run the excess dirty water out of the boat, but we didn't have a spare through hull. So we're gonna hook it up to our bilge through hull, and it's gonna empty straight out of there. This is gonna go into our through hull, bilge side, and then this is gonna come from the Watermaker. Everything comes already pre-made, so well, you've got to pull it apart and put your Teflon in there, but he's put it all together so that you know which way everything sort of goes. All the low pressure fittings should have at least 10 wraps of thread tape. Done? Yeah, nice. Thanks for helping. Thank you. Oh, the balloon. We're gonna do the high pressure pump. Take this yellow cap off, slide it, and it goes just like a pressure pump to connect here to the motor. We've got our bolts with our spring washers on it, and then here we go. So they've been put in here, and we're gonna tighten them up. What I've done now is I've wound in these 4 bolts by hand until I can't anymore. Tighten them up. I like to just check all of them are threaded on properly. But very important, you try to do these up evenly so it seals nice. We're gonna put the dipstick in the oil area. You wanna change your oil after the first 50 hours and then every 500 hours. We're all bolted together. The next step is put the dipstick instead of the travel plug. This is our dipstick. In she goes. We're not bad to keep that O-ring too. Pressure pump fitting. This is going to go in here after we put some thread tape on it. That is our first step. So our motor's there, and we're going to run this to our power board and our inverter. I'm going to start laying out all the parts and seeing if the hoses are going to work and route the way that I want to. I'm not going to screw it down yet. I'm going to start laying out pieces that I want to put on the wall. The membrane is going to go up here, and the filters are going to go here. So the most important thing to remember with this motor is that it needs adequate ventilation, so being out and open is always good. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to put our filters and link them up to our fittings. We're going to take it into Scary Alley, and we're going to start mapping out where everything's going to go. So before we cut hoses and everything, we want a little bit of breathing room from the bottom, so we can actually remove this and change the filter. Now we have got our in and our out, so very crucial to remember these. And this one is our carbon filter. So if we come to our instructions, carbon filter, then you've got your 20 micron filter, and then you've got your 5 micron filter. And if you go to this page here with our diagram, this shows you the flow. So this will be in and out. We're going to screw that in now. There we go. Look at that. There we go. And the only thing we need to do is add our timer in. Now we're going into the sediment filter, so which is this one. So here we go. So there is our 2 filters so far. It shows us the direction of water flow. We're going to match that up with the existing ones that we've already installed. Right, so that goes that way, which means that this is going to go on this side and keep that going along. So connect that up here. I'm thinking like that. And the membrane should go above it. That's why it's important to lay everything out and work out which way your hose is going, because this hose has got to come down to here, this hose is going to go up to our control panel on the wall here, and this hose goes up to our membrane, which we're thinking about putting it on the ceilings. I'm doing this in a little bit of a random order because I'm just trying to set everything up and find its place so then we can route the hoses. So what I'm up to now is our low pressure pump. It needs to be below the waterline, which is crucial, so, and as close to your seacock as possible. Actually, while we were in the hard stand, we knew this was coming, so we prepared early, and we have got our seacock with our 3/4 barb on it, and that is going to connect to our seawater pump here, and then we will route that behind us to where our Watermaker will go. I have screwed our mounts down now for the motor, spring washer, then big flat washer. Getting our membrane ready. The end caps. Here are our two end caps, and one also has a bolt in the center. The one with the bolt in the middle is coming from the high pressure pump. To start off assembling this, we want to get the non-high pressure pump. We're going to put it in this end because our flow is coming from this way. The other piece of the puzzle, end cap bag, and we need these half moon clamps. We need two of those. And there is a little groove right there. And that is where your half moon clamps into. We're going to get some O-ring grease. It did take a little bit to get in. I put some O-ring grease. Awesome. These ones have an O-ring, so they shouldn't need any Teflon. That is the one end cap done. Now my blocks have dried, all the epoxy's going off. We're going to put together this and hang this up. Start with this side.
That's so good.
We can start routing our hoses from here to here. So this is where we start to find out what extra pieces we're going to need. As you can see from this direction, it'll be very hard to get a 3/4 inch hose from there to there without a right angle at the top and the bottoms. We're going to have to go get two right angle pieces. Now it's time to hang the membrane up above. Now we are going to route all the hoses. I'm going to mount our switchboard up on the wall here, and I'll show you when we've routed it all up. Now we're going to install the low pressure gauge hose, which comes off the filters here, and we're going to route it around into the top gauge up there. If there's one tip that I would have for this Watermaker installation, it would definitely be some hose cutters. As you can see, I've done a few cuts now. We are up to the stage of installing the membrane and the membrane housing, which is really exciting. Got all our hoses ready. Our switchboard is now hooked up. We've installed a pressure relief valve on the high pressure pump. Everything is ready to go for the housing, so let's go and do that. So we're at our membrane housing installation page. A good little tip is to hook your hoses up to the membrane housing first. If you reference off here, this is the way you want to install the membrane. So here we're going to put this side in first, which we already have here, which is going to, that is the end cap that goes to your high pressure pump. Only do this once you are ready to commission the system, because the membrane cannot be allowed to dry out. And I have prepared our end cap here with its hose connected to it already and some O-ring grease. When you're installing the membrane, you'll clearly see that it has an O-ring on one side and it has no O-ring on the other side. The O-ring side needs to go in last. And as for all the other O-rings, put some O-ring lube on it. You don't pinch any O-rings as you're going in. Definitely make sure you put this on all your O-rings. Now the part we've all been waiting for. O-ring side is going to go in last. Let's slide this into the membrane housing. You'll feel it locate into, like what this is on the other end. It will locate into the center. Let's put the final piece of the puzzle in. Let me just push it against the table there. There you go, that's it. We finally got there. It was a little bit difficult to get the last cap in, but you just need constant pressure and some good amount of O-ring grease. We are now ready to mount it. So the membrane is now in. You can then commission it because it needs to be flushed with fresh water once a week to keep the membrane wet. We have mounted our Watermaker in.
Nice.
Our membrane. So now we just need to remember to add your locking clips to all of your push fittings. Right, here we go. So we've got a little bit of tidying up to do, but nonetheless, she's looking good. Here is our Watermaker. It is done. Through here, this comes from our low pressure pump from the seacock into here, through these two filters, then down into the high pressure pump, out through the high pressure pump, bypassing the pressure relief valve, and it goes up into your membrane all the way through, comes out into your gauges, and then that is your return line that goes all the way to our water tank. We have now behind the scenes done a little tester. We've gone through and checked for any leaks and fixed up those, and now we're going to show you how to flush your system upon finally installing it with your fresh water. The first thing is you need to turn your fresh water pump on. The second thing is what we're going to do here is we're going to go turn it to manual mode, which is the green one, and we're going to turn it to 2 minutes. Originally we've already flushed it doing 5 minutes, but we're going to show you just for an example how to do it. So we're going to go 2 minutes, press enter, and as you see, you'll start to see the water flow through here. But these are already full. One important thing is to try and purge the system to make sure all the air's out. You see there's a red button here? You hear all the air come out until the water comes out. And you go through each one and make sure all the air's out. So that first one had a bit of air in it, the other two were good. Now we're going to let that run for 2 minutes. You don't need to turn on the high pressure pump or anything. You just need to make sure this needle valve is all the way twisted anti-clockwise, and make sure that your through hull, if you have a seacock for it, is open so it can exit. So this is just to flush the system originally, and you'll see there it is, it's going out the through hull, which is really exciting. So it's all working how it should be. We've already checked for leaks and it's all good. So yep, all good. Now let that cycle, and then we will turn it to every 7th day for 5 minutes, and we're going to flush it once a week on the automatic timer for 5 minutes each week. So there is no marine growth inside your Watermaker. Alright, and that is our Watermaker install done. Hopefully that helped you figure out any bits you didn't know how to do.
Stay tuned for our next island episode where we'll commission our Watermaker properly and we'll convert seawater into water that we can actually drink.
Very exciting. So thank you very much, Kalim from Watermakers Australia.
Thank you very much.
Your help has been great, and
we can't wait to use it.
See ya.